One thing I've been trying to do a lot of recently is, I guess what I would say is just cutting out the noise. I'm not, the biggest meditator in the world or anything like that. Um, but the times I have done it, I think the part that I would look forward to the most, or that gave me the most immediate enjoyment, was having a goal to do nothing. I was very caught up in, being productive 100% of the time. And I'm not saying I'm not saying I don't try to live a productive lifestyle or an efficient lifestyle, but it just felt myself being just tired all the time, um, and always feeling like, like I just exhausted, not being able to catch a break, and not in the sense of bad things happening, but just always felt like there was something to do, something to do, something to do. When I first decided to start meditating and actually put forth an effort into doing so, the nice thing for me in the beginning was, okay, the goal is to just do nothing. And it's 10, 15 minutes of doing nothing. It's so refreshing. And to have kind of just silence, or as much silence. And yeah, your mind, will wander and stuff, but just being in your own thoughts and in your own head, I think is important. It shows a lot. But not getting too deep into the meditation itself, I'm gonna save that for another time. When it's over, and you're coming back into reality and your day-to-day things, I was at least able to notice just how quickly you're just flooded with stimulation and just things that pull at your attention so much. I felt the most peace when I had less things, fighting for my attention. And one thing that I did as a result was I limited heavily just how much time I spent on my phone itself. Now I haven't completely cut it out, but just going through deleting unnecessary social media and things I just found myself doing to like pass time. And I found myself doing it often. I'm not super proud to admit this, but even you get to a red light or you're stuck in traffic or whatever, check social media real quick, or wake up, first thing you want to do is go on social media, or go under reels especially. And again, I'm not 100% clear of this. I still partake for sure, but there's no longer an hour or two of going through social media during the day, just sporadically checking it, um, going through, for me while I'm at work, in whatever downtime or like I said, whatever couple minutes I may have during the day. Being able to cut that has helped me tremendously, and I'm trying to apply that to other areas of my life, and in the sense of, just bringing down the noise some. When I'm driving, I'm not listening to music as much as I used to. I'll go through and, either just have a silent car ride or do something more meaningful, like, spend time on the phone with somebody. And again, to me, that has helped. And I'm trying to, see in what other ways I can continue doing this. And when I say it's helped, what I mean by that is it's allowed me to have more focus and a little bit more determination to get certain things done. I watched a video, actually Adam Savage from the Mythbusters. I watched a video of his on how he stops procrastinating. And what he does is he just thinks about it. Let's just say it's, I think the example he gave was like cleaning up his workbench. Like he'll just think about it and think about it and think about it until he gets tired of thinking about it. And that has worked for me for sure, especially when you're able to take the time, and not an hour. For me, even like 10 minutes can go a long way. But when you take the time to reflect on where your attention's been at, and if I get to the end of the day, or towards the end of the day, I'm just taking, a few minutes to be mindful. I'm like, man, I've been thinking about cleaning out my room for like a week now. I should just get it done so I don't think about it anymore. And that's been kind of the approach that has really helped me with a lot of things, as far as trying to have more control over myself. It used to be I would just try to control myself, but instead I've had to come to understand myself, and as a result of understanding myself, I can then control myself better. For instance, I know that if something really bothers me, or if I feel like something's really dirty, I will go and clean it. And when it goes to, again, that same thing of cleaning up my room, let's just say in the moment I may not be feeling it, whatever, I'm not going to force myself to do it. Instead, I will not forget about it. I'll try to do, if I tell myself, okay, I don't want to clean up my room, what is something of value or something productive that I want to do, or that I could do in this moment? And I go and do the thing, and, maybe not that day, maybe it's the next or whatever, but just the moment of the momentum of doing that helps me get things done. And to add to that, with, I mentioned social media before, I didn't tell myself that I could no longer go on social media. I cut down dramatically the options I had to it, and the ease of access to it. That was the first thing. Secondly, was I actually dedicated time where I told myself it was okay to be on social media. Right? I came to understand that, trust me, I get a lot of joy out of coming across a reel that makes me almost tear up from laughter. I do love that, right? So to deprive myself of that, I'm just be working so hard against myself. Instead, what I do is, like I said, I dedicate the proper time to do so, and as a result, throughout the day, I can go through knowing I'll have the time to do it. Just now is not the time, and I'm actually working with myself. Now I actually want to go and do, doing the hard things no longer seem as frustrating. There's not as much push because I know there's still going to be that reward there, and I'm not trying to live a life of no joy and in work mode 100% of the time. By It's so funny because when I was trying to get the most done and I was essentially fighting myself the most, it felt like I got the least done and consumed, like, we'll just say, like, the most, like, social media, for instance, right? Since I've been able to make this shift and at least try to understand how I'm not perfect, cutting down the noise, sitting with myself and my thoughts and my boredom, I've just come to enjoy life more, and I feel like I'm getting more done. And that's that's the beautiful thing, how less can be more.